So without further ado, my name is Kit Bishop. I am part of the Convergent digital transformation team. I focus on our artificial intelligence and computer vision solutions, as well as what we call a evolving core solution. So really your existing security technology solutions, and how do we bring them into the era of cloud, or integrating things like IronYun into those 20+ year infrastructures that you have today, to take it to the next level. But quick overview of who the digital transformation organization is. We are focused on the opportunity around all the buzzwords: IoT, big data, cloud, AI, and really applying that to your enterprise and your operational systems to drive more data. And really, as our team internally, our mission is to provide thought leadership that we get, one, from our customers and our colleagues and our partners, to ensure that our customers are getting the best and the brightest of partners and technologies that are out there, and IronYun is one of those. We really have a strategy where we focus on the market trends, developing the solutions within those trends, and then working with our marketing organization and teams to accelerate all those to market and be the first to market to really get those innovative solutions in place and driving value. Kind of a quick snapshot of where we are as an organization is from what we call advanced solutions. So it's all of the peripheral overlaying technologies on top of existing infrastructures for facilities, security and whatnot, but then also the evolving core solutions, which are all those existing solutions, and taking those to a cloud model, aka a hosted model, or even a managed services approach, and then aligning those with our vertical solutions, and partnering those with our transformative solutions like IronYun. And so I am going to go ahead and transition this to Doug Hammer, the VP of Marketing and Sales for IronYun, and Paul Sun, their CEO. Go ahead, guys. And it looks good. I can see it. And you're on mute.
All right, Kit, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. So I'm Douglas Hammer, VP of Marketing for IronYun. I'll turn it over to Paul to give a demo of the actual Vadio AI vision platform from IronYun a little bit later on. But we have a relatively small group here, and you're talking to the leader of a company who has been evolving AI vision, and AI security, safety, and operational technology for the better part of the last 10 years. So if you feel like interrupting us, asking a question, asking us how our technology might apply specifically to your situation, please feel free. I will go through a quick 12-slide overview of the Vadio AI vision platform and then turn it over to Paul. The Vadio AI vision platform works in real time and with forensic video search and investigation as an open platform, meaning that it works with any IP camera and is integrated out of the box with 28 of the market-leading NVR and VMS systems. It's flexible. It provides a platform for roughly 30 different AI vision and monitoring and detection applications and video analytics, and it scales from 1 to thousands of cameras. IronYun has been, as I mentioned, developing the AI platform, the Vadio platform, over the past 10 years, and that makes our analytics more accurate, faster, more resource efficient, and also more comprehensive in terms of the functionality that we offer. So I'll kind of go through that. IronYun is based out of Connecticut. It's a US company that does business with the US Department of Defense. We use NDAA certified hardware. And I think you might find this fairly compelling. So the core applications for the Vadio platform are security, safety, and operations. Security, intrusion detection, facial recognition or license plate recognition-based access control, forensic video search and investigation, video security operations center operations, and then safety. We can monitor for people in dangerous areas, for distancing, for occupancy, for face mask or personal protective equipment, or temperature or object left behind, smoke, fire, weapons detection. And then for business intelligence, we can gather data off of the video stream for business intelligence applications. We can inspect materials. We can take a look at traffic patterns. It's a wide range, but it's also a la carte, meaning you don't have to buy the entire platform. You can buy only those analytics or applications that you need. And the key message here is that it's a broadly functional platform that's open, working with any camera. So you don't need proprietary cameras, with just about any VMS out there. And it adds intelligence into existing infrastructure that has cameras and video management systems in place. This is what the application looks like. Our core application is web-based. You can access it securely from any browser. There's a mobile application for management and viewing and managing alerts. There's also an application that can turn any smartphone into a camera connected to the Vadio system. So for example, law enforcement could use this as a mobile scanning camera for stolen license plates. And we also have an application called Vadio DIY that allows us to work with you to develop new AI vision or AI video analytics applications that don't necessarily aren't supported out of the box with core Vadio. The market has taken a look at us. You might be surprised to find that we are recognized as a major player in the video analytics marketscape by IDC. They say that the Vadio platform is good to take a look at if you've got existing infrastructure and want to upgrade to advanced analytics that incorporate the latest technology. We've been recognized by the Security Industry Association's ISC West trade show, New Product Showcase Awards for the last couple of years in commercial monitoring, mobile applications, and video analytics. And our great partner, NVIDIA, has recognized that out of hundreds of solutions that they've worked with, Vadio is one of the handful that ranks highest in terms of the maturity of the platform and the real world value that we create for our customers. And as I mentioned, the US Department of Defense gave us a grant a couple of years ago to develop a 360-degree anomaly detection system. We're still working on that in partnership with them. This is what the platform looks like from a functional point of view. So if we look at bringing artificial intelligence to just about any camera out there, we can analyze things in basically three broad categories: people, vehicle, and then specialized applications. But intrusion detection, facial recognition-based access control, people counting, cross-camera tracking, allowing you to track a subject across cameras in real time, face mask detection, fall detection, loitering detection. We can detect if a person is too close to a moving truck or on a cell phone when they shouldn't be. We can marry video analytics with thermal analytics to do temperature detection that doesn't require somebody to be holding up a thermal camera, a forehead camera. And then with vehicles, accurate license plate recognition, we can count vehicles, do illegal parking. And the platform today recognizes roughly 100 different vehicle makers and roughly 1,000 different vehicle models. And then when you get into the specialized application, I mentioned smoke, fire, QR barcodes, weapons detection. And then we also integrate with, as I said, 28 market-leading VMSs, as well as CO2 sensors, humidity sensors, vape sensors, audio gunshot sensors, and that makes the platform capable of providing holistic situational awareness across all these different applications. And again, you don't have to deploy all of these at once. You can only deploy, you only need to purchase the analytics that you need for your specific application. The value of the platform is in accuracy, functionality, speed, efficiency, and power. So if I go through these real quick, even relative to other AI-based security solutions, especially in intrusion detection, we can deliver up to a 99.9+% reduction in false alerts or nuisance alerts. It really allows you to filter out the false alerts. The AI, like I said, IronYun is unique in that we've evolved our platform over time. So we're on sometimes our 5th or 6th generation AI engine, and we're continually increasing accuracy over time to reduce those false alerts, which can be not only a headache, but also labor intensive to manage. And as I pointed out previously, we've got a massive amount of functionality built onto the platform right now. So you can mix and match a la carte and deploy only the analytics that you need, but you can manage them all through a single platform that scales from 1 to hundreds to thousands of cameras over multiple sites. And then speed, we say alert within seconds because we found that the competition might not be quite as fast as that. And the other thing about the speed is that when you use AI, especially for forensic video search and incident investigation, it is orders of magnitude faster and more accurate than a security guard manually searching within video to investigate an incident. It's also, the platform itself is also incredibly resource efficient, requiring roughly 80% less hardware to support the same number of cameras as competitive solutions. We've got a customer testimonial that I'll bring up to illustrate that point. And then power, NVIDIA GPU-based AI delivers faster processing, higher accuracy, and supports more analytics than camera-based AI. In addition, the GPU-based AI is also what allows us to do accurate, high-performance, real-time analytics alongside fast, accurate forensic video search and investigation. So taken together, there's a lot of business value that we can deliver by reducing false alerts, by supporting a very comprehensive set of video analytics on a single platform, alerting with speed, searching with speed, and then all of this is done in an incredibly resource efficient way, which allows us to lower the hardware costs and the costs over time to operate all of this artificial intelligence. So here's just a few illustrations of the business value that we can create. We have a large media company that had a very large corporate campus with 200 cameras, and each one of those cameras was delivering about 10 false alerts a month, which doesn't sound like much, but 10 false alerts a month times 200 cameras was roughly 2,000 false alerts a month. And that was with a competitive AI-based system. When we deployed Vadio, we reduced the total number of false alerts across all 200 cameras down to 10 total per month. So from 2,000 down to 10. So that's a great illustration of the accuracy of the platform. One of our customers is an NFL stadium in the Northeast. They had roughly 500 cameras, and they got quotes from competitive alternatives. One quote was from 40 servers, one quote was for 80 servers, and we were able to cover all 500 cameras with 10 servers. So that reducing that hardware requirement actually enabled them to move forward with the project. And I'll show you what they deployed in a minute. And then New Jersey Transit uses Vadio in their trains, their buses, and their transit stations. And they wrote us a nice letter that said that Vadio met expectations in speed, accuracy, and ease of use, and also provided excellent business and technical support. So let's take a look at customer successes. What's interesting in each of these customers, we've got a stadium, a large corporate campus, and a large bank. And they all started with basic security applications: intrusion detection, license plate recognition, and video search for their security operations. And then once they saw how well the platform performed, they added additional analytics over time to really take advantage of what the Vadio platform can offer. So the stadium offered put in weapons detection, smoke and fire detection. They wanted to take a look at crowding, loitering, people counting, and they use Tyco, so they integrated with their Tyco VMS. The corporate campus uses Milestone, the bank uses Genetec. So not only are they adding different pieces of analytics functionality over time, but they're also integrating very well with their existing video management systems. This is what the integration looks like from a logo slide point of view. If you don't find your particular system on there, not to worry, we're really, really good at this, and we've got multiple levels of integration. Some of these VMSs actually allow you to do video search and other management activity in Vadio from within a tab within the VMS. So you don't even have to leave the VMS to conduct your video searches and some of your administration. And then from an architecture standpoint, it's actually very simple. If you've got cameras or stored video in an NVR or VMS, and you've got a VMS system on the other side, Vadio just adds the intelligence and the analytics piece in the middle to make your existing security infrastructure or operations infrastructure more efficient, more accurate, more performative, and hopefully a source of value to you that's kind of future-proof, because we're always evolving, adding functionality and improving accuracy to the Vadio platform over time. If I can pause here for questions, I'll stop sharing my screen. And if there are no questions, I'll turn it over to IronYun's CEO, Paul Sun.
Yeah, well, thank you, Kip, for organizing the webinar. Let me share screen and walk you through the actual Vadio platform software to give you a quick live demo. The system, basically, you exit the system, the AI computer server, through a standard web browser. In this case, I have a Chrome browser, and you see that the Vadio's on this particular live platform has over 15 different analytics that you can enable, as Doug was saying, a la carte, based on your needs. you can assign it to individual cameras, mix and match any analytics from appearance search, object search to face recognition, license plate recognition, counting either vehicle or person, to intrusion detection, to you can set up your own abnormal event. It could be a person trip and fall, going in the wrong direction, smoke and fire. So it's highly flexible that you can define hundreds of abnormal events based on your need. So some of the things that we do in a platform like this, when we manage hundreds to thousands of cameras, one of the nice things is this is a central analytics platform, if you will, to gather all of the analytics metadata. On this particular platform, there's over 60 cameras connected to the computer server, and some of the cameras that we connect to it are live cameras from all over the world, different locations, cities. Here is a camera in Chicago at the Wrigley Field Stadium. There's a camera in London, French Quarters in New Orleans, and Times Square cameras. So the type of object search we do can be fairly detailed. On a vehicle, you can search by color, by partial license plate number, vehicle make model. There's over 1,000 vehicle make model brands that we can search for. So let's give it an example of searching for a BMW. You can also include the speed of the vehicle to quantity. So if I were to search for a BMW, and these are the kind of performance you would expect in a Vadio platform. So in 2 seconds, the Vadio software went through per camera, where we started from midnight to it's about 1 p.m. now on the East Coast, 1:30 on the East Coast. So you're looking at over 13 hours, 30 cameras. This is well over hundreds of hours of a live search, and it returns at 141 results in less than 2 seconds. So these are the kind of speed you would expect on a Vadio performance. And you notice that not only it identifies the BMW, it also identifies the model, make model. So the type of object that the Vadio has been trained to recognize or being able to search for are quite broad. So not just on vehicles, but for example, if you are in a construction, warehouse, or manufacturing, smoke and fire, using a standard video camera can be a fairly effective use case. You see that the AI identify the fire. And another example is we're doing quite a bit of systems deploying in either commercial environments or schools for weapon detection. So let's say if I select a handgun, detecting when the camera detects a particular weapon, these are triggered in real time. And one thing that you'll notice is Vadio by default has GDPR privacy protection function. You see that the entire a person's information is being blurred. Only the silhouette of the person is shown. And if there's a root access or administrative access with the proper right, you can unblur that and you can see the person in detail with a weapon. Okay, so the use cases are quite broad, as Doug was referring to, from security, safety, and also business intelligence. So one of the features that we have recently added is the business intelligence of going through massive amount of video data and present it in a dashboard with all sorts of different ways of presenting the data. So for example, this is in a person that on a detail of a person, we can get into fairly detail from identified person based on the color, to a name, meaning that if you have a face recognition database, to age, gender, even down to emotions of the face are being identified. And of course, for PPE safety related application, face mask, hard hat, safety vest to crowd detection. So all of those are enabled by, you can enable that with the features in Vadio. So one of the common type of applications that we do where when you have hundreds of camera, you can do a lot of very interesting situation awareness on searching through the metadata. For example, let's say I want to find a person of interest that wears, they maybe have a red shirt as an example. Okay, let me filter it out a little bit. Let me select only indoor cameras, and there's a couple of indoor cameras here on the network. So I'm going to select that and search through the person with red. Okay, so the first thing you notice that if this is in a command center, no worries. All of the details of the person are being protected, so there's no privacy issues concerned there. And when I enable, so let's say I want to search for this particular person right here, and I would select that person and do an automatic tracking. So this is what you would do to do a tracking of tens or even hundreds of camera. What I just did is I asked the software, the AI software, to search for this single image characteristic. I did not specify it's a person, nor did I specify what kind of color. And the software is smart enough to make the correlation, looking at that video and find out all of the similar characteristic. And this is done in real time. This is across 4 cameras for entire day. Literally within less than 2 seconds, I build up a case of investigation of possibly a person of interest. And not just that, once you incorporate it with geolocations, be it either indoor with an indoor map as shown here, or you can do this for outdoor with a Google map. Now you can very quickly go through a snapshot of the identified person as example, or you can even go through a tracking function, literally with the time on the camera with a video clip. With those geo information, you can very quickly identify the person and track down a person of interest. And this is all done in real time. You can imagine the time it will take for a case officer to build a case like this with tens or hundreds of cameras. Just it's a real, in terms of productivity, time saver. Okay, so one of the things that with all this rich metadata that the Vadio provides, from the details of face, license plate, or down to the demographics of a person or vehicle, make, model, type, Vadio introduced Vadio data or business intelligence. So all of the metadata that's been generated, this is a really useful tool for you to present it and build your own customized dashboard. And it's not just related to time or histogram. You can plot a person's a crowd with a specific characteristic at a particular camera location, as example. We can of course do time tracking of a person. If this is a marketing type application, you can even identify the person's emotion when they were looking at a particular advertisement, as an example. You can plot it against any of the metadata. You can define your own formats, either tabular format, pie chart, histograms. It's really a very powerful system that to unify all of the data presentation to your specific type of requirements. Okay, I'm going to stop here for a minute. There's a lot of capability and functional features. Love to hear any comments from the audience here.
Hey, Paul, can you talk about the ability to schedule all of your different analytics across, say, like from a, if you, what I really want you to be able to touch on is the value for your solution for an enterprise, meaning you've got definitely different schedules and things happening over time, either at certain buildings or a campus as a whole and things of that nature. I think that's a really a huge differentiation in what you guys have the capability to do versus some of the other competition out there today.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Let's so let's take a look at a particular let's call it a commercial enterprise type, right? Let's start from the outdoor. So if you have an outdoor camera, the typical type of analytics you would deploy, for example, is license plate recognition system. And this is just with standard IP cameras. So let me show you on any of the camera that's on this computer server. These are standard IP cameras that as long as we can get a video stream, in this case, it's connect to the camera through an RTSP stream. And you notice that this is just a standard 2 megapixel camera that probably doesn't cost more than a couple $100. And the software is doing pretty much all of the analytics and running on the server side. So with this particular camera, I can enable illegal parking, for example, starting from on an outdoor type application to a vehicle make model, to a vehicle counting, to vehicle going in the wrong direction. Literally within a minute, I turn this $100 IP camera into the world's smartest AI camera without making any infrastructure changes. Now that's called leveraging. Leveraging on your existing infrastructure. Many enterprises or corporations already install those cameras. Now we simply overlay a software solution to immediately turn those highly valuable video data that's being stored or live to create actionable intelligence. Okay, so this is an example of from an outdoor. So going into a building. So typically, if there's an access control, so you can of course you can use a face recognition as a capability to either prevent a person from entering, or you can use it to open doors to do access controls. And once you get into the facility itself, you can do many types of intrusion detection systems. So for example, you can set up many different type of alerts. It could be if it's an indoor environment, if there's a smoke and fire, you can trigger a live alert. And there are dashboards built right in. So in this case, in an indoor, let's say on an elevator, a person fainted, or could be an issue that, so trip and fall, you can trigger a particular like alert situation. And there's a dashboard built in that it can rapidly just open up a browser, enable you to look at the situation if from anytime, anywhere. Okay. So those are the I would say the enterprise grade capability, function, features, not just on AI, but in terms of the ease of use, pulling all of those capability into a single software platform at your fingertips, that you don't have to do a lot of integration to try to bring in a Genetec system or a milestone. So for example, on this particular server, not only we did the hard work of developing the AI analytics technology, we also invest in a lot of time, effort to integrate with third-party systems from a Vigilon MVRs to genotype, milestones, salient, and these are highly effective for you as either the end user, customer, or integrator, that you don't need to spend the time to deal with the customization of that. And as Doug is referred to earlier, we have well over 30 different type of commonly used third-party system that the Vadio system has been fully integrated with. Okay, long way to answer a short question, Kit. Hopefully that gives you a comprehensive overview on the capabilities.
Yeah, it does. And that's really what I like. To me, that shows the maturity of the technology that you guys have built over the last, 10 years or so, is that it is flexible. And as an enterprise customer, you license the analytics and you can deploy them on any camera for any amount of time. And again, as the day changes between day shift, night shift, you could have different needs and different analytics to watch over different areas like that. And this is like that flexibility to be able to manage it as simply as Paul just went through. I mean, it is literally that simple to do. And then the integrations back to your existing platforms is also very pretty seamless, to be honest. Like you could have all of your regular users that use the technology, no change other than just alerts that Vadio could drive through their interface. And you get a couple guys that are power users or investigative users, and they can certainly have the much more advanced capabilities like Paul is showing. But really the message here is the flexibility of the technology, from a different analytics, but also from the user side and from the time and scenario side. So there's really, like I said, that flexibility isn't just for one of those elements from a solution. It's pretty much all of the elements from that makes this a very comprehensive and well tested, and something that's been used and proven and improved upon over the last 10 years to really get it to where it is today. And you see that every day. The more and more you use it, you're going to see it. So, and I'll let you kind of talk through some of these videos too, because they are, I think, they show the value in what can be accomplished with the technology.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I think, as most of you been following the space, is the artificial intelligence, especially the deep learning video analytics, over the past, I would say 3 to 4 years, really caught on to the imagination of what it can be. Okay, and that's what's really I think keep us really excited about this particular industry. And as many of you that's been in industry for a long time, security and the safety industry tends to be one of the most conservative user group. And part of it is when you're responsible for safety and security, you simply cannot do harm to whatever system or environments that you're in. Now, the industry has been known to be fairly conservative, slow moving, but one of the things that really caught on to the imagination of the practitioner of system integration is what some of the AI deep learning in terms of maturity and what it can do now. So when you have all of this capability integrated into a holistic use case, I'm going to use this as an example of a marine port facility. Kid, are you seeing my screen? It should show a bunch of 18 wheels.
Yeah, we see it.
Okay, yeah. So a couple of use case in this situation is it's no longer just about detecting objects and person. I think that if that were the only thing that AI can do, I don't think there's that much excitement. But what it can do now is combining many different type of objects, and more importantly, the behavior of a particular use case. So I'm going to use this a customer's safety related application to illustrate the points of how a single image can tell a lot of stories. So a couple of things that on the safety that this particular marine port customer need to do is, first of all, because of all the massive trucks moving around, they have fake fatalities that literally people just, if you don't pay attention, you're going to get run over by trucks. Okay, it's a 24/7, so you can imagine when it's at night, when its lighting condition is not good, it can be a dangerous environment. Now, so that's use case one. And second of all, you can see that there's green markers on the ground. This is where the pedestrian, if you would have to go into the facility, those are the places that you should be on. And the third thing is a lot of times that actually you're prohibited from using smartphones or talk on the smartphones when you are in the environment. Just again, if you don't pay attention, it can be a dangerous, hazardous environment. So the first thing you'll notice at the very top of the video screen, there's a person being detected. This is using a standard 3-megapixel camera and identify the person too close to a moving truck. That's it. And the second example I'll just show quickly is identify.
Oh, don't go too fast by that, Paul. I mean, the amazing thing is that if a security guard was monitoring for that, the likelihood that they would spot that person way up there on a computer screen is almost nil. So this is an instance where our AI can detect something that the human eye or the human being is likely to miss. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, good point. So the second application that I mentioned is when a person is talking over the phone. Now, given the size of the cell phone, there's no way you can detect a cell phone, right? So this is by inference, and this is where AI starts to get the smartness of a human intelligence now. So normally, we don't walk with our hands to our ears for any extended period of time. So the system are trained to actually understand the behavior on a person walking, for example. Okay, so this person right here is walking all over the place. You can see that he could be in danger of getting run over by trucks. There's no stoplights here. You know, the trucks, if you don't pay attention, you're going to get run over. So in this case, you see that the software started to zoom in on him, and it's clearly doing things like talking over the phone. But how the AI detect this is actually through the behavior, meaning your hand and your body movement. So in this case, as the PTZ camera zoom into it closer, taking a closer look, you can see that the software start to definitive flag that this is a person using a phone. Okay. So those are the kind of things that really generate a lot of what if possibilities now with AI analytics. We're starting to see application, not just in the security, safety, business intelligence, but pretty much all walks of life in terms of, it could be manufacturing, looking at operation, safety related in construction area to hospital. I mean, that really the sky's the limit when among the 6 senses that we human have, to enable that capability to tie the vision to our brain and meaning deep learning analytics, that is really, really exciting. I think the whole industry is just at a very early stage, at the cusp of some really major breakthroughs that can really help the security and safety to do things either faster, better, more accurate. And bottom line, obviously, is to save investment, return on investment. Okay, so that hopefully that's a very good illustration and a demo of what AI can potentially do. Oh, by the way, this is actually being deployed, so this is not a wishful requirement. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Paul. And again, great great video to really show how some of these things play out in real time and in the real world. And like you said, Doug, it's you know, this would be one camera view of like, you know, 40 sitting on a wall or on a big screen or on a, you know, something like that. And so, like you're saying, the ability, you know, human brains can only focus truly and see things that are, you know, basically like that straight on. And the rest is the brain doing the artificial intelligence, but it's not really seeing it. It's just filling it in. Point is we give with a Vadio technology, it gives us the ability to put the eyes and actually make it something that we will recognize and take action on. As if we were just focused on that one camera and just waiting for something to happen. That is the beauty of a Vadio. So the Vadio solution is that it is that persistent watcher of everything happening on the cameras, based on how you've set them up and what sort of analytics you want it to pay attention to. But it is very, again, it's a persistent search. It's not something that you just go in and say, oh, when did it happen historically or something like that? Or when is it happening only right now? So it can be very, very useful and helpful in getting down the line to actually change policy and procedure. And, you know, like Paul was saying, and what they've really started to drive is the dashboards and analytics, so you can actually see how things change and either get better or get worse over time. But it's the data that's being gathered from the cameras now being sorted by events, right? Like, which is something that we haven't really been able to take advantage of that type of data until, you know, the last couple of years. So it's like Paul said, we're on the early stages of something like this, and super exciting. Anything else, Paul and Doug, that you guys wanted to show?
Well, we're certainly happy to entertain questions. Okay. Yeah, no, Kit, this was a pleasure. I think I'm good on my end.
Okay.
We're approaching the hour, so Kit, hand it back to you.
Paul, thank you so much for your time. Doug, as well, really appreciate you guys taking the hour out of the day and running through this